Welcome to the second part of the trade cycle. Today we shall go through the HAWTREY monetary trade cycle. How money play the prominent role for the operation of trade cycle in an economy, let us discuss. So you people know that trade cycle is operating throughout the world due to operation of globalization. The business is the main part of the whole economy of the world, and trade cycle is passing through the four phases, that the recovery, prosperity, and there is a recession, and last one is your doom. So various phases of trade cycle is there, and the various economists are given their view regarding why the trade cycle is operating. According to Professor R.G. HAWTREY, what he has given, that both monetary and non-monetary factor play the prominent role for the operation of trade cycle in the economy. But he is telling that non-monetary factor is playing the partial role for the operation of trade cycle, whereas monetary factor, particularly credit of the bank, play the prominent role for the operation of trade cycle. Let us discuss what he has given, what his idea regarding the operation of the trade cycle. That now come to the topic, that HAWTREY monetary theory of trade cycle. According to Professor R.G. HAWTREY, changes in the flow of monetary demand is responsible for the trade cycle. Monetary demand changes. How the monetary demand changes, that you see that whether the people are keeping more credit with them or less credit with them, or more cash with them or less cash with them, and what amount of credit available in the nation, that's responsible for the operation of trade cycle. The variation of credit is responsible for the prosperity and the depression in the economy. But the non-monetary factor that partially operate in the economy for the operation of trade cycle, according to his view, non-monetary factor like flood, cyclone, drought, that leads to the partial depression in the economy. So monetary factor is the most important factor for the operation of trade cycle, whereas non-monetary factor is playing the partial role for the operation of the trade cycle. According to him, there are three phases. First, the expansionary phases or expansion phases. How we see in the expansion phase, that's a very important one. How the trade expand in the economy by the availability of the bank credit. If the bank credit will expand with the low rate of interest, then there is more credit flow into the economy as compared to the flow of credit into the bank. The credit available in the economy, that cheap credit expand, investment expand, stock expand, production expand, the productive activities of the business firm are expanding, and producer borrow more to increase their stock, because there is better demand of the product in the economy due to expansion of the credit. So expansion of credit leads to more investment, more stock, more output, more productive activities, and the producer borrow more to produce more, to keep more stock with them. This is an expansionary phase of the trade cycle, that the recovery to prosperity that come. And the second phase, what we observe, when the bank stop credit expansion, prosperity stop. Why the bank stop the credit expansion? Up to a particular limit, when the loan is not recovered, what the bank actually wants? Bank try to recover the loan. And the people, when the economic position of the people is viable one, better one, the circulation of money will be slow, that absorb in the economy. People try to keep more cash with them, and when the import exceeds the export, bank increase interest rate and contract the credit. When the interest rate in the economy increase, when the bank increase the interest rate, then the credit availability in the nation will be less, that reduce. And what the people do? The people try to keep the more liquid cash. In this case, when import is more than the export, business firm repay the loan and recession starts. Why the recession start? Because of that business firm repay the loan, so that recession start. So how can you revive the economy? That's very important one. the firm repay the loans by selling their stock. The recession start due to fall in demand, production fall, bank credit reduce, and the depression come. So you see that from the prosperity, what a saturation point will come. Definitely where the bank slow down the credit by increasing the rate of interest, the export will decrease, import will increase, then bank rate of interest will more, then the less availability of credit in the economy will be less availability of credit, that fall the demand of money. Then you see that the people keep more liquid cash with them, then the credit expansion in the economy will fall and depression ultimately come. How can we revive out of this situation? That's how central bank of the economy play the prominent role by lowering the rate of interest of the commercial bank, so that the revival of the economy, that you see when the credit avail in the economy, that recovery start, and gradually that again the recovery and the prosperity of the economy will come. So you see that the business cycle that's play a prominent role in the economy, and that is operated by the bank credit. Here, according to Professor R.G. HAWTREY, the non-monetary factor is least concerned with the trade cycle, whereas monetary factor, the expansion of the credit, play the prominent role for the trade cycle. So what Professor R.G. HAWTREY say, that monetary theory, why his theory is known as monetary theory? Because he is 100% concerned with the bank credit. Bank expansion of bank credit means prosperity, and contract of bank credit means depression is there. So we can criticize the theory by that the overemphasize over the bank credit but neglect the other factors. And then there you see this theory is silent over the variation of money supply in the economy that cause the trade cycle. That this theory is 100% silent. There is a supply of money in the economy that leads to trade cycle. And this theory is silent about the private finance. It is considering only the finance of the bank but not consider the private finance. So you people see that, and Professor R.G. HAWTREY given 100% emphasis over the bank credit. So I think that the various phases of trade cycle that is explained here with the help of that bank credit is a prominent role. So this much for today.